Okay. Hey gang, what's up? Happy Wednesday. I am Alicia Cross with Alicia Cross Training, and I come to you live every Wednesday at 10 a.m. So if you have found me live, thank you for being here. Please say hi, give me a wave so I know you're here. And if you are watching the replay later, thank you for being here. And whether you're watching the replay or you're watching live, just post a question, post a comment, and I will respond, I will reply. If you do not know me, I have over 18 years experience in the fitness industry. I am a yoga instructor, I'm a personal trainer, I'm a wellness coach, and this is not my side hustle. This is what I do 24/7. I eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff. So my mission is to show you that you are not stuck, you can make change, and the foundation for positive changes in your life is health. And I do that by merging the ancient teachings of yoga and Ayurveda with the modern sciences of exercise and nutrition. I clear up any confusion that you have, especially with exercise fads and diet fads. I give you information, I give you useful tricks and techniques, I motivate you, and I keep you accountable. So if you are needing to work on your goals, you don't have any goals, or you need to know why you need goals, then this is perfect for you today. So we are halfway through the year, it's the end of June, and this is a great time to review the goals you've set for yourself, the annual goals or resolutions, and if you haven't set any goals, then you're going to set them today. So I'm going to talk about what goals are, go through some of my processes to set goals, and then talk about kind of reviewing them, editing them, everything you need to do at this point in the year, doubling down on your efforts, whatever it is that you need to do. So I talk a ton about needing a goal. It is super important. You need a goal. You need a goal just in general in your life, and if you're working with me, I need to know what your goal is so that I know how to help you and what direction to take you in. So a goal needs to be a SMART goal, and that is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So we can't have these wishy-washy goals like, I'm going to try to walk more, I'm going to lose weight. It needs to be specific. You need to have a specific goal. It needs to be clear. What do you want to accomplish? And that starts with being measurable. So again, it can't just be, oh, I'm going to lose weight or I'm going to walk more. It needs to be, I'm going to lose 5 pounds, or I'm going to take 5,000 steps every day, or I'm going to go for a walk 3 times a week, or something that you can measure. Actually, not the walking 3 times a week. That's more of an activity. So your body fat percentage, your resting heart rate, that goes down as you get more fit, your resting heart rate, your blood pressure, your cholesterol, all of these health markers. That can absolutely be something that you are measuring. If you're strength training, you can have a 1 rep max. So if you're chasing that PR, that can be your goal. That is absolutely measurable. Not in here. That's how you know that you have accomplished your goal, because you've hit that number. Again, if you have those wishy-washy goals like, I'm going to try to, do this or do that, then you don't know when you've hit it. Attainable. So the goal needs to be challenging enough to take you out of your comfort zone, but it's got to be still within your reach. So if you are, let's say you're working on losing weight, you don't want to have an unattainable weight loss goal. So a realistic weight loss goal is going to be 10% of your body weight in 6 months. So that can be a guideline. Same thing if you're working on your body fat percentage, or if you have strength training goals, you can't have something that's so far out of your reach that you can't attain it. So it has to be attainable, but it does need to take you out of your comfort zone. So it's got to be something that you can achieve. And here's a big one, relevant. It has to be relevant to you. If somebody's telling you that, you need to be able to do a push-up, or somebody's telling you that you need to fit in a certain size, or somebody's telling you that you need to work out. If it's not relevant to you, then you're not going to chase it. So this is where it really comes down to knowing your why, knowing why you do what you do. Does it matter? Is it worthwhile? Is this also the right time in your life? So if you are maybe chasing something that you had 10, 20, 15 years ago, you have to look at where you are right now in your life to make sure it's relevant to you at this time. Or if you are pursuing something that's taking a lot of time, energy, and resources, like maybe you are buying a home or having kids or going to school, you need to make sure that your other goals in fitness and health are kind of, you're turning the dial down on some of those because you're turning the dial up on these other aspects of your life. So it's got to be relevant for where you are right now in your life with everything else that's going on. And time bound. So you have to have a deadline. You have to have a deadline for yourself. I talked about the weight loss. 10% of your body weight in 6 months is a great guideline. No more than 10% of your total body weight. So giving yourself 6 months. If we're talking about these annual goals, you know, you give yourself 12 months. Now we're halfway through the year, so you can give yourself 6 months. Sometimes also set kind of quarterly goals or monthly goals, and maybe as you're going through your to-do list, you have like a weekly goal, something you're going to accomplish. So it's got to be time bound. And this is where you might have the built-in accountability, like maybe you're going on vacation or you're going to a wedding or it's your wedding, so you already have that deadline built into the goal. But this could also be where you need some outer accountability, some external accountability. And I talked about intrinsic and extrinsic motivation last week in the video I did about motivation. So you may need somebody else to kind of hold you accountable, and you just need to know that about yourself. It doesn't mean that you're any less motivated or you have, you know, some character flaw if you need external motivation. You just need to build that in. Make sure you have that. So time bound. Okay, so that is SMART goals. So specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. Okay, and then let's talk about what the difference is between a goal and a resolution. So a goal is the finish line. You hit it and it gets crossed off of your list. So you have that SMART goal of I want to lose 10 pounds in 6 months. 6 months comes, you hit that goal, you cross it off. A resolution is your intention that drives the goal. So your resolution never gets crossed off of your list. So you want to be healthy, you want to be a good partner, a good parent, a good grandparent, whatever it is that's kind of your driving why, that is a resolution that's not going to get crossed off your list, but then that shapes and determines the goals that are going to get crossed off your list. You could look at your goals as steps towards these resolutions or intentions, but they are both important. So you could have a goal, you could have a resolution, like I could have a goal that I want to have date night with my boyfriend, with Robert, every week, but I have the resolution and the intention that I want to be a good girlfriend. So I could certainly have that date night every week, could check that off the list, could check that box, but that doesn't mean that I am measuring up to this standard of being, you know, a good girlfriend. So you got to have them both, but you kind of can't have one without the other. So have your resolution, have your intention, the thing that's driving you, and then let your goals be steps towards that so that you can measure how you're doing. More of an objective measure, where the resolution is more like a subjective measure. And a lot of you have what I would call resolutions, like I want to tone up, or I want to be fit, I want to be healthier. So these are more resolutions, and then you need to make goals that are steps, how you would measure that you're on track to living into that person you want to be a healthier, fitter, you know, more toned person. There's got to be something that we're measuring, like your weight or your body fat percentage, if you want to go by size. You need some measurements to make sure you're going in the right direction. Because if you just have this wishy-washy goal of, well, I want to be healthy, or I want to be healthier, or I want to be in better shape, how many workouts can you miss before you're not on track to reach that goal or that resolution? So you could skip the gym, keep skipping the gym, but have in the back of your mind, well, I have a gym membership, I work out, of course I'm healthy. But if you're not actually hitting the target that you set for yourself, like you're going to lift 3 days a week, or you're going to do cardio 3 days a week, then you're not on track to reaching that goal. So that kind of keeps you on the hook too. It keeps you committed to the program that you've set for yourself. Let's see. All right, so that's the difference between goals and resolutions. So let's talk about how you can set some of those for yourself. So I'm going to tell you about my process, which you can go through now, or you can do this later. It's not complicated. And then in real time, I'll kind of go through some of mine that I'm editing. All right, so here is the process, and I didn't make this up. So I want you to, if you have a piece of paper nearby, grab it. If not, we can just think on this. So I want you to imagine that you and I have lost touch. We haven't seen each other in a while, and we run into each other 5 years down the road at a yoga conference or at a fitness conference or somewhere. And you know, I've been helping you to work on some of your goals to improve, and you run into me and you want to tell me how awesome you're doing. So you're like, let's get lunch. Let me fill you in on the amazing stuff that has been going on in my life over the past 5 years. So if you just sort of brainstorm on some of the things that you would want to tell me about, what would be, if everything went as planned, what would be amazing 5 years from now that you'd want to tell me about? And so maybe you're writing things down like, you know, I quit that job, or I got that job, or I retired, health issues resolved, hit the ideal weight, started volunteering, started my own nonprofit, started a business, quit that job, got married, got divorced, got out of that relationship, traveled, bought a home. Whatever these things are that you see for yourself in 5 years, just start writing all those down. All of those things that if everything is going according to plan, it's going the way you want it to go, you have these things. Okay, so then what I want you to do, you've brainstormed, wrote down all these things, or they're floating around in your mind. You just take a piece of paper and fold it in half, and then in half again. So you have these 4 squares. And then what I want you to do is look over that list of things that you wrote down, or maybe you just ran through them in your mind. What are the 4 big categories that are coming up for you? So is it travel? Is it career? Is it your family, your relationships, your health? What are the overarching categories that you can see? I'll tell you mine. So for me, the big categories are, and in no order, but 1, I would say it's my well-being. So that's myself, my self-care, my well-being on all dimensions. So our well-being has 4 dimensions. It's physical, it's energetic / spiritual, it's intellectual, and it's emotional. So that would be, you know, my fitness, my physical health, my self-care, all of the things. That would myself, my well-being. That would be one big category for me. My next category is my home. My home is really important to me. The next category would be my relationship, and this would be my relationship with Robert, my boyfriend. And then, of course, my last, so what we're doing right here, this is my business, Alicia Cross Training. So my business, how I'm able to take what I want to do, my mission, and bring that out into the world. So those would be my 4 big categories. Maybe yours is travel, it's family, it's volunteer, whatever. You got to have things that are relevant to you. And maybe you have 3, maybe you have 5, that's fine. 4 is just a nice place to go off of. So now you have these 4 quadrants, and you have your 4 big values, and you've already brainstormed on, you know, what you want those things to look like in 5 years. So maybe you're writing those down in each of the squares. So, you know, for my home, what is it that I want in 5 years that would be ideal? For my relationship, what do I want that to look like in 5 years? My well-being, what do I want that to look like in 5 years? My business, where do I want that to go in 5 years? And then once you have that, you've brainstormed, you wrote down all the big ideas, the big dreams, all the stuff you'd want to just rave to me about in 5 years if we ran into each other at a yoga conference and we're catching up over lunch and you just want to tell me how fantastic everything has been going. Now I need to make some annual goals based off these 5-year dreams. So on my goals, this is what I did at the beginning of the year. So I have my 4 areas, my 4 big values, and then I wrote down, well, I typed, so some very specific things that I want to accomplish this year. And some of those, and they can be anything. You know, I got to replace this or fix this or buy this around the house. Some of those things have happened. Some of those things are continuing to happen. If you are friends with me on Facebook, you saw I posted I need to get some kitchen work done. So the kitchen upgrade is happening, but there's some other, you know, little things that have happened around the house that I've been taking care of. For the relationship, I talked about it. Date night. Date night's important. There's other things that, you know, that I have 5 years, I want those things to be in place. But for, you know, right now, there's things that I can accomplish this year. For my health, for my well-being, there were some goals that I wrote down that I wanted to do, and some got crossed off, some got whited out, some things got changed. And then for my business, some things that I want to accomplish this year. And things have absolutely changed just in the 6 months. So I started off with blog posts. I was posting every week, and then I tried posting every other week, and then coming live on here every other week in between. And I discovered that I really like these Facebook Lives a lot better. So that goal got changed to the weekly Facebook Lives. What else? Some certifications, some continuing ed that I need to do. The workshops that I've been doing at the Meta Center every month. Workshops that I've held, some things I wanted to finish studying and reading and learning about, those got crossed off. And then I kind of gave myself some things I wanted to accomplish by the first quarter. A lot of those things happened. And then second quarter got a little bit lax, maybe is the right word. You definitely saw my video where I talked about just feeling really stressed out around end of March, beginning of April, and I had to just dial everything back in April. So my goals, definitely, I needed to not press so aggressively on some of those just so I could get out of that high stress place that I was in. So hopefully you have something to run with now. You have if you haven't written any goals, you have it now. You got your 4 quadrants, your 4 values, what you want those things to look like in 5 years, and then you can break those out into some steps that need to happen this year. Those steps become your goals. They become part of your annual goals. And of course, we have 6 months left in the year, so you give yourself some 6-month goals. If you did already write some 2019 goals, or you have some resolutions for the year, right now I want you to pull those out or reflect back on those, because we are going to edit those. So do you know they talk about if you haven't worn something in a year, get rid of it, you're not going to miss it. So I want you to ask yourself if you have some goals that you haven't touched in 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. Every year, are you saying that you're going to lose 10 pounds? And maybe you're even putting on more weight and you just keep saying, this year I really want to lose 10 pounds. Doesn't that make you feel bad when you just keep saying that same goal over and over again and it doesn't happen? Well, you haven't touched it. So I need you to cross that off, because you're going to feel a lot better about yourself if you're not having this thing, you know, in your face every year that you keep saying you want to do that. So there's something about that goal that is not right for you. It's not resonating with you. You know, somebody else has told you you need to do that. You think you need to do that for some reason. So I need you to let that goal go. For me, some things that I let go, I had some strength training goals, some numbers I wanted to hit, and I do not lift that heavy anymore. It's just not a priority for me. I don't have the energy. It is absolutely a priority for me to work out and to move every day. Whatever that is, if that's cardio, strength training, yoga, parkour, silks, whatever it is, doing a video at home, doing TRX. So I'm moving every day, going for a walk. Did I say that? But I've let go of those really heavy strength goals that I wanted to hit. So I want you to notice if there's something that it's just not resonating with you anymore, or it's something you've been saying month after month, year after year, and you're just not making any progress on it. There's something about that goal. You need to let that go. Are there other goals that you, and this can be in all the areas of your life. So look at whatever's important to you. If it's your home, your finances, your relationship, just look at if there's something that you haven't budged on it, and there's a reason why reevaluate if that even needs to be on your list. And do that honestly. You know, if there's something that is, you know, you need to do it, or you know it needs to happen, and you haven't been working on it, that doesn't mean you cross everything off. That's not what that means. But you have to use your judgment to know if that goal is just not right for you. And then I want you to look at the other things that you have been making some progress on, but maybe you set the bar too high. Does the goal need to shift or change? Does the bar need to come down a little bit? So look at that. Look if there's something that it's getting there, but you got to make that goal more manageable. And then I want you to look at things that you really, really want it to or need it to accomplish this year, and you haven't taken the steps to get there. So if that is a big, lofty goal, break that down into smaller steps. So let's go back to the weight loss example. And so you have this under your health, your well-being, you have this goal of losing 10 pounds. Well, what if instead of losing this goal of 10 pounds, you broke that down? What do I need to do? Well, you might need to work out. You might need to join a gym. You might need that outer accountability, so you need to hire a coach or a trainer. So your steps could be go check out the gym. Your step could be hire the trainer. So look at other areas in your life, whether that's in your home, your relationship, your finances. If you had a goal that was lofty, what's the step that you need to take before that? Make that your goal for this quarter or this half of the year. So edit the goal, but not delete the goal. There may also be new goals that are appearing on your list. So maybe things have changed since you wrote this list in January. Maybe you have, new interests or new opportunities in your life, and you have new goals that you need to put on the list to accomplish by the end of this year. So like I talked about my kitchen. So my kitchen is ready to go. It's earlier than planned, but things are breaking. So that goal is moving up. This is no longer a Q4 goal. It's a Q3 goal, getting that kitchen renovated. Other things that have been happening, let's see. Yeah, there's some stuff that has changed as far as my, in my business, my semi-private trainings have taken off. So now I'm looking at, well, how can I do some semi-private nutrition coaching? So that's something I've been brainstorming on, because the wellness coaching aspect of the semi-private training has been awesome. And a lot of you, the questions that you have are about diet and nutrition. So now I have this idea that I want to get this group nutrition coaching started. So that's been, a new addition to the list that I've been working on and figuring out how that's going to look and when that's going to launch. So new things are coming up and being added to the list. Around the house, things break, they need to be replaced. As far as health and well-being, I was I taking parkour? I don't think I was taking parkour when I wrote this list. So maybe I have some goals in here where I want to make sure that I'm, doing parkour 2 or 3 times a week, and I'm going to Silks once a week. So I can put those into my goals just to make sure I'm staying on track with some things that are helping me to increase my health and my well-being. So looking at things that you're just not touching. Do they need to be taken off your list? Are they too big? Do you need to edit them? Do you need to break them down into smaller steps? Other things may need to be added because there's different things happening in your life. And it's really great to have these goals be your 6-month goals. They're going to happen till the end of the year, and then maybe even breaking them down into quarters. So what are you going to do here in Q3? So 12 weeks. 12 weeks is such a great time frame to look at. In training, we do training blocks in 12 weeks. So this is a great place where you could set a goal that by July to September, you're going to accomplish, these goals, and then by the end of December, you're going to accomplish these other goals. And you can absolutely kind of edit at the end of the quarter as well to see how you're doing. Because you want to give yourself goals that you can accomplish by the end of the quarter and by the end of the year, because that gives you that positive momentum to keep going forward. So if you have questions about your goals or how to reach your goals, you need some help with figuring out what your values are, then I want you to post your comments and your questions here, absolutely, and I will respond. And if you need some more help developing, maybe you have the goal, but you don't know how to get there, you don't know the steps you need to take, then we can do an assessment. And through our assessment, we're gonna look at your physical body and how you move. We're gonna talk about your daily routine, your nutrition, the pains, the health issues that you have. And that is gonna let me, all that information, checking things like your body fat, your body weight, doing some assessments on your movements, your posture, your strength, all that is going to give me some background in addition to your goals that you share with me that you really want to accomplish for yourself. That will allow me to then follow up with you with some real tangible things that you can start to work on. And you can take those, couple pieces of advice that I give you and you can run with those on your own if you're very self-motivated. Maybe you just needed, that push, or you needed that information or that clarity, or needed somebody to point out to you that, hey, you're doing this and it doesn't really support your goal. And that may be something you know, and you just needed to hear it. Or it just may be, there's a lot of bad information that's floating around there. So you may have been doing something that you thought was moving you in the right direction, and I can give you some better advice to take you in the direction you want to go. So just doing an assessment, you walk away with a couple pieces of really tangible advice that you can start to move forward with. And we do those assessments at the Metta Center in Burke, and that's about 75 minutes. And then, of course, I follow up with you with the advice or any other resources or referrals that you might need. And so if you want to book an assessment, see where you stand, and to figure out where you want to go and how you're going to get there, just post a comment here or send me a private message, and we will get you set up so that you can be successful for the rest of this year and accomplish your goals. All right, that is it. So if you have any questions, share them here. If you have an idea or a question that you want me to cover in a video next week or in the future, let me know. But I will be back here next Wednesday at 10 a.m. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.